Hi everyone, my name is Adrian Flintstone. I'm a German university student traveling around the world to all the startup hubs to learn what it takes to build a successful company. I'm not an expert, I'm one of you, but I'm gonna share everything I will learn with you so that you can learn too what it takes to build your own company. You can learn what I learn, you can see what I see, and you can experience what I experience. I'm gonna take you with me to this journey, and this video series is gonna be about the basics. So stay tuned, there's a lot of interesting business content coming, and see you there. Maybe you're wondering why it's not dark anymore. The reason for this is I already made a summary last night, but when I was editing this footage, I realized it is too dark and it was miserable. And that's why I'm doing it all over again. And now it's the next day, and now I'm gonna present you the 8 questions that I learned yesterday at the event at Google. And you should answer these 8 questions for yourself if you want to get some VC money in the future, because every VC will probably ask you these questions. So I took some notes because I don't have them in my mind yet, but I'm working on that. So I'd like to present you the 8 questions. Okay, question number 1. Why are you building this company? This question is important to the VCs because they want to know what is your intrinsic motivation behind it. This is super important because you are going to have hard times, and VCs know that. Building a company is super stressful and it takes time, and you got to make sacrifices, and they want to know what's your motivation behind it. And if you're not 100% passionate, and if you're not 100% convinced that this is your project, that you want to do it, they will feel it, they will see it, and they are not going to trust you. So they want to see that your intrinsic motivation is given and that you want to work hard for it. That's super important. Question number 2. Why is your product unique? This is kind of obvious actually, but it's super important to answer this question to yourself. Why should people buy your product? Usually there are tons of product already out on the market, so you gotta make sure that your product is unique and that you can actually deliver value to the customer. And not only that, being unique is super cool, but you also have to think about what's the key benefit that you have. If the benefit is something that nobody needs, then you gotta have hard times too. So you gotta think about why is your product unique and what can you do better than all your competitors. Number 3 is super important. Why is now the right moment to start this company? Why couldn't have this worked out like 1 year ago? Or why is now the best timing and not in 2 years? Because sometimes you're too early for something. So timing is super important. By the way, I've also seen a TED Talk about this, and it's super interesting. This TED Talk is about the reason number 1 why startups succeed. And to sum this up, it was just about timing. So timing is number 1 key success factor. Why is now the right time to start this company? By the way, if you're wondering why I look so serious, it's probably because of the brightness, because the sun is shining right into my face and it's super bright. I know this is first world problems, but anyways. Next question. Question number 4 is, why is your team the one to do it? This is super important when it comes to tech companies, because tech companies, the talents for that are super expensive, especially when you're in the Silicon Valley or close to startup hotspots, because every major company wants to have these talents. So if you have a tech company, for instance, if you want to start an AI startup, you got to think about why is the team that you have meant to do it, and also what is your strategy to recruit new talents. I mean, this looks kind of obvious, but the VCs know how hard it is for you to get the engineers that you will need in a later stage. So they want to see why your team is already the team that is able to do this. If you would argue that you're gonna recruit the people, then you might have a hard time. Question number 5. Why isn't already someone working on this? The reason behind this is they want to see what's your secret. What have you discovered what nobody else has discovered yet? So is there a reason why nobody has worked on it? Question number 6. I think this is interesting because I would not have thought about this. Why does this platform get more powerful over time? So they want to think about the network effects. Is your product related to another network? Are there certain ways to leverage your network effect? This is super important to VCs to see that there's a network effect. Question number 7 is also super interesting. I would not have thought about this. Why will you do this better than any of the bigger tech companies. For instance, why can you do this better than Google or Microsoft or Facebook or whatsoever? So they want to know what you can do better than them. Gonna be hard to compete against them, but maybe you have an advantage because you're so lean, because you're so small, or you have certain talents, or you have a very close connection to your target audience, for instance. Could be. So what can you better than the tech companies? Okay, so the final question number 8 is, why should I invest in your startup? Speaking from the perspective of a VC, obviously. Why should the VC invest in your startup? You just gotta think about his position and his point of view. His concern number 1 is he wants to get his money back, at least. So you gotta convince him that your startup is a good way, is a good investment for his money, actually. Okay, these were the 8 questions that every VC is going to ask you. So I hope this was useful to you, and the next time you think about raising money for your company or for your startup, think about this video, and I hope this helps you to get the money that you want and the investment that you need to grow your company. If this was useful to you, I would be super happy and super glad to see that you like this video, and if you haven't, please subscribe. So thanks for watching. I'm still working on new business content. I'm still working on the structure. There's a lot of interesting things coming soon with a lot of structure in it. And so far, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.